Kinda? Kind of, or do you? Do you want to see? Because I can show you. You're going to make me get up, but let me show you. Okay, this is my homesteading shelf and my Great Depression book. Somebody gave that to me, and I found out it's about a $700 book. And then everything on self-sufficiency and how to build things, because if I ever can't have internet, I want to know how to do this stuff. This is a must-have book if you want to live on a homestead, because it has just about everything in it. And then we come down to Encyclopedia of Healing Remedies, Essential Oils, Herbs, apothecary, which I am heavily getting into right now, medicinal herbs, honeys, bees, things that I can make for my body, more essential oils, and more essential oils. And then we come down here and we get to pruning and the best gardening book ever, organic gardening. This book is amazing if you want to learn every single part of the vegetable that you can eat and how to use it. If you're a permaculturist, you would know these. It's how to design an edible food forest, which is what I do. More permaculture, that was my book for school. And then more essential oils, didn't have space up there. And then creating a home, natural home, saving money. Let's see. Oh, found this backup cookbook. Best bread machine book ever. Best. And then I have gardening. I teach, that's a refuse to be a victim. I used to teach that. But I teach gardening classes, seed to supper, for our area at the local elementary school. Oof, we'll just wait on that. Make, do, and mend. And then I have farming in the woods. You know, it basically goes with this stuff up here because I'm really heavily into designing edible, permanent landscaping, things that look good, but people wouldn't know that there's food in there. What I design, think of it this way. Yeah, there's a couple beds that you know, that's a garden, like an edible garden, vegetable garden. But the majority of my herbs and my plants and everything look like they are a massive mess, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I do that on purpose. When you have a formal tour to my place, you realize that any normal average person would come on my property and they would think, oh, this is nothing. But no, there is all kinds of edible food hiding all throughout. And you have to really know what's there. There's a map to the whole place. You have to really know what's there, or you could kill yourself. Back to the regularly scheduled program of viewing the book. More gardening books on year-round vegetable gardening. Elliot Coleman is really great on winter gardening and gardening through the 4 seasons. He has some really great tips up his sleeve. Growing fruit. And then we come down here, and this is all my seed saving. I'm really heavily into propagating plants for free, saving the seeds, and figuring out how to take things that most people would throw into the compost bin and totally make free and new plants out of it. And then companion planting and weeds and how long seeds are good for, because seed banks are a joke. That's just my thought. More on saving seeds. Vegetables, love flowers, which is a more companion planting. Those 2 books go together. And then vegetable gardening for our area. I also have a weed book for our area. Plants in our area. Vegetable gardening in our area, edible wild plants for our area. You get the drift. Herb gardening in our area. And then down here I have going raw, like eating raw food. A book my stepdad gave me. And some magazines, catalogs that we all need to keep. The Western Garden, every gardener pretty much has those that live on here on the West Coast. And this is a really great book. If you have a plant, you can't really figure out what's wrong with it, The Ortho Home Gardening Problem Solving book. That's a really great book. You don't have to use their method, but it does help you identify what's wrong with the plant. And the Problem Solver Guide. That's another really good one. Again, you don't have to use the recommendations that they give, but it helps you identify the plant. Question is, do you want to see what's behind the next cabinet? What's behind door number 2? Let's go. Oh, behind door number 2, it's only really the top. The other ones are kind of not homestead related. So 30 Day Gourmet, I really like this. It was years ago. You used to be able to go on and print off. They'd release so many a week. And this is make-ahead meals, recipes that I've created myself, old recipes. I'm really into old cookbooks, cupcakes, because there is nothing I like better than a good cupcake. And this was a really interesting book. It's just Let's Bake Hershey's, but then more old cookbooks, and then this is a new one that I got. It was on clearance, and it's all about recipes that you're making for cleaning stuff at home, right? Homekeeping stuff. Freezer meals, make-ahead meals. I do not know where I got this book, but my husband looked through it and he's like, that is a divine. So I'll be making stuff out of that. And more dinner in the freezer meals, Thai cooking, cooking, herbalist's kitchen, stuff like that. And then I have whole grain breads, Martha organizing, good boundaries and goodbyes. That's a really great book if you need boundaries. And that's really about it. If you want a good book on being on safety and what it takes to think safety-wise, The Safety Trap is really good. And then if you want a book that's really going to get you in that, Survival Theory and Preparedness Guide, that's a good book. The rest of them are just falling on me. And then behind the third cupboard is a whole entire cupboard of all my different versions of Bibles, politics in the Bible, just... This is where I go for researching and referencing here, referencing up there, and these are all the tools, including a dictionary. This is one of my favorite things. It's a replica of the very first dictionary that was created in 1828 by Noah Webster. This has amazing definitions in it. It would blow your mind, but this is it. I guess I'm lying. That's really not it. Let's come over here to this cabinet. This is where I have a very old set of building books, drawing plans, and how to calculate certain things. And then I have all of my old encyclopedias of cooking and stocking up and American women's cookbooks, things like that, because I like the old-fashioned cookbooks. I promise you, that is it in my collection. There you go. And why do I have so many? Because I believe, we did forget one. My Julia Child set of cookbooks, and I actually have her other book that she has. Well, I guess I'm lying again. I also have more herbs books and magazines that have the same thing of herbs and gardening, and then I have the Survival Theory number 2. So there you go. I promise that's it. But I keep books. I like actual paper books, things that I can pick up and read that I don't have to be dependent upon having an internet connection. 1, because we have a horrible internet connection here, and 2, because I do have friends that had books and had them all taken away. They had digital books and they had them all taken away. So I don't want to lose any of my books. I kind of like the smell and holding them and the sound of the pages turning. Okay, so that's my crazy world. You got it.